Hey, so everybody, we're the HS Tech Club from the International School of Bangkok.
Um, Today our goal is to inspire you guys to make a tech group for your school, as well as to give you like the tools necessary, as well like some tricks and stuff, so that you guys can have a successful tech club in your school.
So today, our 9 representatives are divided into 3 main components of our club: administration, dressed in suits; creativity, dressed in bow ties; and community, having sunglasses on.
So now, first I'd like to talk about our club. So what is HS Tech Club? Well, basically, it's a student-led team. So basically, student-led management, student-led ideas, student-led tutorials, student-led work, everything, except, of course, some permissions and some fundings. Now, this isn't really run by money, or this isn't run by hours. This is mainly run by passion, as well as the progress that this group presents every single day. And although this club is only 8 months old, I can tell you by experience that this has definitely changed the school. People are now much more aware of their tech problems, their education has been eased, and they no longer have to worry about problems because they can get immediate help. And now, why did we create this? In today's society, we are so dependent on technology, not just like in our daily lives, not just in schoolwork, but also communicating with friends and family, and in some cases even money. What our club does overall is basically we help people. In class we help through fixing projectors, or fixing smart boards, even fixing Java related issues, and if necessary we fix some specific problems that people might have regarding their web browsers or downloading whatever. And outside school, we provide a constant stream of tutorials for people to study more efficiently. And since we have made it very clear that we're from HS Tech through constant advertising, which we'll talk about later, everyone knows that we're in HS Tech, and therefore they can contact us through Facebook and get help immediately. Now, another project that we've overtaken to help students is called the Tech Bar, which is basically a bunch of people that can every period that go in the library, and then they help people, which we will elaborate on later.
So now that you know a little bit about our club, let me introduce our members that are here today. So for the creativity team, we have Nam Hai Vu, Aiden Yolar, and Nico Ramirez. For the administration team, here's Rit Betty, I'm Siri, and here's Tor. And last but not least, for the community team, we have John, Toby, and Adit. So, let me talk to you about a little bit about the history of our club. So, if you consider like how important tech is in education, and how like HS Tech can help to effectively enhance students' experience in education through like improved use of technology, you would think that a club like HS Tech would be very easy to start, since a lot of people would be interested in joining the club. However, I must say that our beginnings were extremely difficult. We failed many times before we were able to reach this HS Tech Club. For example, in the first semester of 9th grade, Nam and I set up something called a tech squad, aimed at doing like some Java programming and doing tech help. In the end, the club gradually disappeared because not enough people joined the club, and members just weren't committed to the club. A similar example would be the computer club set up by Tora and a few other members of HS Tech, of the current HS Tech. So the computer club was aimed at like building computers and a little bit of like the hardware stuff. In the end, that club also failed because they didn't have efficient organization and like management and like financial stuff like that. So how did HS Tech succeed? What did we do differently this time compared to the 2 times that we failed before? So HS Tech was set up when our founding fathers were halfway through 10th grade. So this was 18 months after we had started high school. So by this time, after 18 months of high school, our members had seen many examples of other successful clubs around school. We've learned how clubs motivate their members, how they organize themselves, and how they publicize and present themselves to the community so that they seem like a really nice and great club. And so when we started HS Tech, our members combined these trial and error and our experiences and connections and what we learned from these failures and from other clubs into the model of HS Tech that we have today. And so, after this, I'm bragging about how helpful HS Tech is. Let me tell you about where our club is right now, what we have achieved so far. These ideals will be explained further later on in our presentation. So right now, HS Tech has training sessions for 20 minutes each week, focusing on basic computer help and fixes for our members, so that they can go on and help the ISP community. These lessons center around things such as like fixing the projector or like setting up the printer for like the computer at our school. We also have 45 active members in our club, and here's an example of 32 of those members. And also, we have a running website right now containing over 60 tutorials, and we're currently organizing a tech drive that we will transform 3 rural schools in the Kanchanaburi province in Thailand. We're also a group of students that are very, very constantly talked about and asked in school. Literally, everybody in the ISB high school knows about our club. And last but not least, HS Tech is trusted by many groups and organizations within and outside of the ISB currently. For example, we have been invited to coordinate the tech support at the Service Conference at ISB this January, which is a big community service conference among many international schools in Thailand. Our video tutorials have also been sent officially by high school teachers to the whole high school of ISB of 600 students many, many times.
So to summarize what Siri just said, today we're here to not only convince you to start your own tech club, but to help you as well. We will provide materials, resources, and answer any questions you may have. So your tech clubs can go from the size of the club you see before you to the club you see on the screen right now. To change the subject, at the beginning of our presentation, right now I'd like to show you our advertisement for our recently launched tech bar.
Have you ever worked insanely hard on a project, just have your computer crash at the last minute? Forgot to save when your computer ran out of battery? Ever work on an advertisement for 2 hours and then realize that there was no mic plugged in and the audio was lost? Then have no fear, because it just Have no fear, because HS Tech is now always here with our new Genius Bar. Now we can quickly solve your everyday tech problems. Simply head on down to the library during your free period and talk to one of the available geniuses to have your tech problems solved.
So that was our recently launched advertisement for the tech bar. And the tech bar will be explained further by one of my companions. But right now I want to direct your attention to the means in which the product was delivered, not the product itself, the advertising. We had 2 main elements in the advertisement that we just showed. The first being humor. Humor was to keep our classmates and teachers engaged in the video. This way, they would understand the second element that we had, the information. In that 1 minute and 27-second video, we explained that any tech problem you may have, you can get hands-on help in the library during your free period at our Genius Bar. This advertisement was aired in front of our entire high school, and we not only got lots of laughs, but a huge round of applause. Advertising is so important for the tech club because everybody's so immersed in their own lives nowadays that a simple announcement or an email won't suffice. People might just forget what you said or not quite understand the value of the club. But throughout the constant advertising that will be addressed further, people now know where the tech bar is and how us HS Tech members can help them. The club needs to be more than just a club in your high school. It needs to be rather a staple or institution that the community can turn to in their times of need. If the club doesn't have enough people recognizing it and going to them for help, they have failed in their attempt to increase efficiency through technology. Without all the advertising we've done, our success wouldn't be comparable to what we've achieved so far. As soon as tech problems occur in our classroom, people shout for HS Tech. As mentioned earlier, Tech Club has a negative connotation, and we want to lean away from that and have a more positive and not so nerdy vibe through the advertising. We're so well recognized now in the high school that we've managed to increase club size as well as increase our usefulness. And now even non-members of HS Tech have asked to buy our shirts.
So, as I have talked about for the past few minutes, advertisement is the reason the HS Tech is so popular right now. And many different methods of advertising, such as member stickers on the back of our laptops, HS Tech t-shirts that we're all wearing right now, frequent Facebook posts, and humorous videos on Panther Productions that you've seen just now. HS Tech members, we have really good personas. Members in the club are very different from each other, each with different skills to offer to the club. Reputation of the high school tech members among the high school body is very good. The club consists of members with a variety of talents ranging from mathematics, social studies, and even athletics. We ensure only the best members join the club. Reputation of the high school tech members is crucial, as students and staff to trust with their tech. Therefore, we ensure only the best individuals join the club. Even if you're not good at tech, if you present yourself well and act respectfully, we give them an apprentice position. Although being able to handle technology is important, any individual who is able to present themselves well and have good character is able to land a high position in the tech club. Posters, school-wide emails, and assembly announcements are just one of the ways ISB Tech Club announces themselves. Posters of the high school tech bar ads are posted around the campus, and high school tech is able to send out emails to the whole school regarding any new projects or activities. High school members present themselves well on the assemblies and making important announcements. We also have a catchphrase and a trademark thumbs up sign that we use. Tech yourself before you wreck yourself is a catchphrase used by the high school tech club, which also relates to advertising videos. Thumbs up sign, often used by the tech club members, which you'll see in the advertising videos, are a trademark that makes tech club members special. Now I'd like to divert the attention to Toby to talk more about different means of advertisement.
Yeah. So what we have done here at the ISB High School Tech Club is create a massive advertising apparatus to convey information to the students of the International School Bangkok. And we thought from the beginning of our club, how is the best way to do this? What can we do to get the information to the students? The first thing that we thought of is through means of communication. At the International School Bangkok, a one-to-one laptop program is ensured to every student so that they're able to use technology in their learning to enhance what they learn at school. The first thing we thought was Facebook. Many students are on Facebook, and we thought we should make a Facebook page. Today our Facebook page has over 245 likes, or has about 245 likes, and has many purposes. The first is it acts as a form. People are able to ask questions on the ISB High School Tech page and is answered immediately by one of our 45 members. It also acts as a way to communicate new news about the club and new information that we think that the students need to know about ISB HS Tech. The second way is through something called Panther Productions. Now, Panther Productions is a club that is quite unique to the International School Bangkok. They have weekly broadcasts where they advertise school news and what's going on in the ISB community. If I'm not mistaken, the new international school Thailand where we are right now has implemented something similar called Falcon News, but this is, of course, could be very different. What we have done here is created 2 advertisements, one which you've just seen and one that we made from the beginning of our club that we try to use to get to the students, to show that we are here and we are there, we are here to help them, the community at large. The third way is through something called the ISB Club Fair. Now, club fairs are pretty common at international schools and schools around the world. And this is where students can go to look at clubs for the next school year to see what they wanted to join, what interests them. And so this was, since ISB HS Tech was formed in the middle of the year last year, we were unable to have a booth at the club fair. However, this year was our first year that we did this, and it was an outstanding success. What we were able to do is get new students that are in the ISB community, previous students who were here before but didn't really know about HS Tech, ISB HS Tech, and then freshmen who were coming from middle school, since it's a primarily high school club. And so we were able to recruit a lot of new members, and it was a great success. The last way that we do this is through identity, and John brushed up about this a bit before. What we do, we assign stickers to our club members to put on the back of their laptops so that in class, teachers and students alike will be able to look at the back of these laptops and see who is a member of ISB HS Tech when they have problems in class. And so we give new members or members that are not really technologically adept yet, but we are teaching them, we give them something called a apprentice position where we give them a special apprentice sticker. Students who are more technologically capable, we give them a master sticker to show that these students are here at any time to help any member of the community with any tech problem. Another way is through our shirts that all of us are wearing today. They are quite popular. Many people have asked for them, and we love wearing these around on Fridays when we are able to, when we're given permission by the administrators of ISB. And these are just several ways that we make sure that we are known to the ISB community. We are members of HS Tech, and we are here to help them at any time. Now I'd like to divert back to John again to talk a bit more about, to Aiden to talk about the website and how that acts as an advertising.
Hello everybody, my name is Aiden Yolar and I am the webmaster of HS Tech. So being the webmaster, I'm in charge of the website, and so we have something at our school called the Tech Bar, which will be explained a little bit later. So that is face-to-face interaction, but the reason we created a website is in case people couldn't get this face-to-face interaction. If they ever have a problem, like when they're doing their homework or something, they can easily go to our website and get their problem solved without actually meeting one of us. So the website, it contains some tech tutorials, which are videos. It contains tech tips, which are step-by-step instructions on how to solve some problems. And it also has some information on our club's members, meeting times, and how to join the club. So another positive about our website is that it's very easy to advertise. So before and after every assembly we speak at, we always tell them to visit our website. We say like, visit us at ISB HS Tech for more. And we also say this before and after every video. So originally we had a Google site logo, so it was like sites.google.com/ bunch of numbers and letters. And we decided that this was too hard to access for regular students who need a problem. So we decided to invest in GoDaddy. We bought a domain, and now our website is isbhstech.com. Easy to advertise, and everybody can remember because that is the name of our club. So on our club, the YouTube video tutorials. At the beginning and end, as I mentioned, there's a little advertisement. We have an advertisement for our club. We also have the members, the speakers, say something like, hello, my name is this, and I'm a member of HS Tech, and there's always a watermark on the bottom. And so we also have an introduction, so everybody knows who the video is from. So the reason we do tutorials is that innovation is very important in technology. So not only do we teach people the problems, we also teach them how to learn new technologies. So we teach people how to discover new innovations by themselves. The new technology keeps innovating every day. And so with our tutorials, we don't only explain how to solve simple things, we teach them how to go about looking to solve these things. And so when new technology comes out and HS Tech may not be around anymore, they can use their knowledge and skills that they picked up from watching our videos to actually learn these technologies by themselves. So the way we get these tutorials is that if we see a common problem around school or somebody asks us a question, we'll make a tutorial or a tech tip. So for example, when the school their Macs, we had to update the operating system. Some people might not have been very aware of how to do this. So we made a quick tutorial explaining how to update their computer, how to back up their apps in case something went wrong. And it was a big hit. It's one of our most viewed videos, and it helped the school successfully upgrade their operating systems. So you guys are all tech professionals, so these may seem easy to you, but the people at our school, we noticed some people might not be up to our level of technological knowledge. So these tutorials are actually very beneficial to the student body. We also take specific requests, like if people can't figure out how to print double-sided, we may write a tutorial teaching them easy ways to do this, and so that they don't have to keep meeting us if they want to print. So we also use other forms of communication, such as Facebook and Twitter, where when we actually post a new video or a tech tutorial, we post it on there on our Facebook page, and people can easily go access it without having to constantly check our website to see if anything new has come up. We also have an email where people can email us any problems, and we can address these in our tech tips and videos. And so thank you for listening to me. Now we will hear from Toby to have him explain to us about our brand new tech bar.
So as you probably have noticed from our presentation, it's really not hard to figure out who we are and to find us and to contact us with problems with tech. But as members of HS Tech, we're always trying to find new ways to connect to students and connect to the community to help them with tech problems. And so that got us thinking, how can we further this? How can we enhance the experience of the people at the International School Bangkok? And so we thought of the tech bar. And the tech bar is essentially a place where people can go with their tech problems to receive hands-on help with the problems they have. So, as Aiden said before, you're all tech professionals who have really no problems with simple tech problems. However, some teachers and students alike do have very simple problems. In fact, some teachers come in very frequently with very, very simple problems, like passwords, printing issues, just things that can be solved very quickly. So we thought that this bar could help them, so we can teach them we could give them a hands-on approach on how to fix the problem and how they can resolve them in the future by themselves. Some more complex problems arise, such as computers crashing down, and these problems that really can't be solved online. So what we did was we advertised this tech bar to them as well, so that they could come to us and then we could divert it to a higher power, such as EdTech, which is the technology group in our school who distributes laptops. Or we figured out ourselves if the problem is not too complex. So it is really now a staple of ISB HS Tech, our tech bar, because it is always present. At the International School Bangkok, there are 4 periods in one day that last an hour and a half, and many students like to take a free period where they're able to do their homework. And so each free period, 2 members of HS Tech, we have staff our bar, and they are able to help people with their problems. I'm now going to divert to John, who's going to talk more about how this process works and how it is run every day.
To provide more details regarding the tech bar and how it's run, I'm going to talk about where the booth is set up in the library. We have a tech bar that's set up in the library. It's in the left corner of the library as soon as you walk in. It's a tall standing table resembling the actual tech bar called Genius Bar in an Apple store. Friendly and open environment where virtually any member of the ISB community, ranging anywhere from students, teachers, parents, staff, anyone, can come in and receive simple tech support. Tech Bar is run by the Tech Club members during their free periods, as Toby mentioned earlier, and attendance is marked by the librarians behind the counter as soon as you walk in. Your name, time in, time out, and date are filled out later to count up and use towards your IB diploma CAS hours, as you guys probably all know. Tech Bar are manned by 2 people maximum, and because there are a lot of Tech Club members, every period has at least 2 Tech Club members ready and willing to help. Some rules are 2 people are the maximum amount of people at a Tech Bar at a time. Some free periods will have more than 2 Tech Club members in them, which then the Tech Club members take turns and work at the Genius Bars as they see fit. Tech Club has members who are not only capable of handling computer problems commonly encountered using mobile devices such as iPhones, Android phones, smartphones, tablets, and etc. Testimonials is one of the sections of the ISB Tech website that can be found, and it provides the content of the testimonials page is positive feedback from anyone who's received help from the HS Tech Tech Bar. And also on the testimonials page are pictures taken with anybody who has been assisted at the Genius Bar. I'd like to divert my attention to Reed.
Hello guys. So once you have a tech club started, you need to ensure that the tech club keeps running efficiently to be successful. And in order for that to happen, it needs excellent management. So what our club does is we have weekly meetings, usually every Wednesday as it was chosen. And in those meetings, what we do is we discuss and we train. In discussions, we try to keep a very friendly and open environment so we can talk about what has happened in the week, maybe some funny tech bar stories, as well as some that we don't disclose to other people, and also some overall discussions about technology. We can also assign roles to people during this, or perhaps talk about any upcoming events. In training sessions, we get trained by some professionals, either me or Siri or Mr. Bell. He usually, as he knows more about technology than us, he can usually help us with some stuff. For example, telling us how to troubleshoot the projector, telling us how to troubleshoot the smartboard, and maybe sometimes even the internet. So if that happens in class, we can help it, and then our reputation goes off the roof. Anyway, so another thing that is vital to our success is attendance. So basically, as you can see here, it's a very nice color-coded system where we keep in track of how many people show up. We have a thing where if someone gets 3 strikes, then they get kicked out of the club. This is important to make it so like people show up, and if they can't show up, they tell us why. For example, these 2 individuals, they didn't show up for 3 meetings without giving us a reason, or without informing us like an hour before, and therefore we had to, kick them out. And so as you can see, we have reds, which are people who have strikes, and yellows are excused absences, because there are some events that happen, whether it can be like sickness or it can even be like a sports event. But as long as they tell us, we're fine with it, because if we're planning to do something and we expect everyone to be there, and if someone doesn't show up, then it can really affect the overall flow of the club. Additionally, what the attendance system does is that it ensures people will show up. For example, last year, if people said that, I don't know, it's Wednesday, my legs hurt or something, and I don't really want to go, then they just didn't show up. But now, they have to, because or else they'll get a strike. This has proven to work, because last year, a few months ago, we did not have this system, and drastically few people showed up compared to now. Additionally, we have a policy that all the students have to follow, and in its 5 clauses, we basically have a set of rules and guidelines that each HS Tech member follows, and it includes, attending every meeting possible, helping out whenever you can. Now, although it gives an incentive for people to join, the main reason why this was made is to create a sense of professionalism in the club. People sign contracts and have policies and stuff, then they'll feel professional, and if they feel professional, then they'll act professional, and then they'll do better. Now, other than this, we have one final thing, which is CAS hours, and basically, the majority of our students are IB diploma students. So what this means is that they have 50 hours of creativity, 50 hours of action, and 50 hours of service in their 2 years in IB. So these can be difficult for some students, and therefore this gives an incentive for those students to work, because for example, if they want to make a tutorial and they don't want to, then they might not. But whereas if we say that you can get creativity hours for the amount of work you put into the video, or if we have an event that no one wants to go, but if we say that you can get a certain amount of hours for showing up to the event, then people might go, and then they can just sign up here, record their data, and then our president, he makes a board so that everyone gets the amount of hours that they deserve based on how much they work. Now, What all these elements do is that they allow people to enjoy the club. From having an open discussion and an open environment so people can like talk and chat, as well as creating like a fun collaborative environment, people actually want to be a part of HS Tech. It's also not geeky because of like the good advertising, and it's also not boring because we create a good environment. Now, once the management is done, we're going to talk to you about the structure that is needed for a successful high school tech club.
Before we go to the structure, let us introduce one of our new programs, which is our Tech Drive, and Troy will talk about that for a couple of minutes.
Okay, so in this present day, we can clearly observe how students of the international school communities are benefiting from a greater efficiency in their learning experience through the incorporation of technology into their academic lives. And so, however, there are still countless less privileged communities out there which are not able to afford or experience a tech-enhanced learning. And so this acts as an initiative for us, HS Tech, to initiate our project, Tech Drive. Tech Drive is a project aimed at trying to improve the accessibility for these less privileged rural schools in Thailand to the benefits of technology. This is done by us receiving donations of used computers, which will then be refurbished and delivered to them. So, one of the important aspects of this project is advertising. To advocate donations, we advertise our project school-wide through various means such as school emails, social media, and approaching our teachers or peers personally. And to encourage more donations, donors will receive our very own custom-made HS Tech decorative stickers or t-shirts as a gift of gratitude. And as for our refurbishing process, we aim to make this as efficient as possible, so we employ a grading system. Our grading system assesses important criteria related to the computer, such as its general physical hardware features, the software usability, and also an estimated refurbishment cost. This grading system helps us answer basic questions, such as which computer would be the easiest to fix, which computer would be better off used as a source of spare parts, and which computer would require a lot of effort and the most time. This helps us decide on what to work on first in order to efficiently refurbish the greatest amount of computers. In addition, we also have placed importance upon the safety of data of the donors. All of the tech donations, after receiving hardware and treatment, we will ensure that any pre-existing personal information, pre-installed programs, registries, and hard drives free space are wiped out through the use of cleaning programs such as CCleaner. And then that's when we will start donating the refurbished computers to the rural schools. In the present day, we have established connection to 3 main rural schools in the Kanchanaburi province, and we hope to be able to deliver these refurbished computers to them soon. So, a major obstacle in setting up this project was the financial aspects. Parts and components which will be required to refurbish the computers often come with a high cost. And so, to gather money for this, HS Tech participated in various fundraising events. An example is a drink sale to raise funds for our Tech Drive. And we also make proposals to the schools for grants. So, to the HS Tech team, Tech Drive is not only a project which benefits the greater community, but it's also a project that benefits us. Our members have deep appreciation within computer hardware, and Tech Drive is an opportunity for them to truly explore and work hands-on, solving hardware problems. And so now you can see that our HS Tech Club has various dimensions which account for its success in serving the greater community. And part of the success is due to our organized club structure. The club structure enables us to distribute work and promote collaboration to achieve a common goal. So just like any organization, our club is separated into two main groups, an executive board of members and common members. In the executive board of members, it's further separated into two main subcommittees, the officers subcommittee and the executive subcommittee. Officers subcommittee functions to have an administrative role in the club by making important decisions upon any sort of idea or project proposals and implementing or determining the important changes made for specific aspects of the club. So the officer subcommittee is divided into three main positions: the president, which is Siri, the vice president, me, and the general manager, Ray. For more specific roles, the president is mainly responsible for overlooking all aspects of the club as a whole, and he acts as the main voice in determining the weekly agenda of the club as well as the long-term goals of the club. As for the vice president, I have a role in supporting and collaborating with the president in his various duties, as well as organizing the Tech Drive project. While for the general manager, his duty is to deal with the 45 members of the club in ensuring that they display traits of responsibility, participation, as well as overlooking the communication between the board members and the common members. So, important traits which would be required for these positions are strong leadership skills, confidence, motivation to work for the best interests of the club, and connections. Connections being that the officers are part of more specialized clubs which relate to our role. For example, being a part of the student council, the Rural Development Club, or Panther Productions.
So now that we've talked about some of the officer positions, let me talk about the executive positions. So our executive members deal with more specific aspects of the club. For example, our webmaster, Aiden Yolar, his role is to gather tutorials and tech tips from our members, revise them, make sure that they're great, and then post them onto our website. Our information director, who's not here today, functions as a secretary. He takes notes during our meetings and secretly keeps attendance, which are jobs that our other officers and executives don't really have time to do in our meetings. We also have a creative director, or NAM over here, whose role in designing our logos and ensuring that we present ourselves positively to the ISB community is extremely important. We have our PR directors, John Kim and Kun Woo, who's not here. Their role is to manage our Facebook page, upload our photos onto our activities page on our website, and gather positive feedback from the community, and also displaying that on our website. Last but not least, we have Nico Ramirez, who's our software director. His job is to manage the software component of our club, such as creating specific applications for the mobile phones, working with designing of our website, and managing our server. So you guys might be wondering, hey, why does HS Tech have so many positions? Well, in HS Tech, we share the belief that each of us has unique traits and attributes, and our club can help the ISB community most efficiently when our positions and roles are split according to what each person is good at. For example, I'm the president, but I can't really do any designing. Also, the other members also can't really do any designing, but Nam has a great ability at designing, and that's why his role is extremely important in our club. In addition to these officers and executive members, we have 35 other members who don't have leadership positions. For these members, their main responsibility is to offer help in class, to man our tech bar during their free periods, and to do monthly tutorials as required and outlined in our policy. For these members, there's a range of expertise from being like a beginner tech person to like a really, really good at tech person. However, we stress the fact that these members don't need to be tech experts. since we have training sessions every week anyways on the basic tech problems at our school. However, the most important things that they must have are the certain traits, which include unity, being very hardworking, being friendly, and most important of all, being confident to help other people, and not being afraid of making mistakes when helping other people using their technology.
So as you can see, in our promotional materials, we use a lot of blue as it indicates trust, security, and loyalty. This helps reinforce our brand image that when someone comes and asks us for help, we won't judge them and we'll take our problem seriously. Keeping a consistent brand identity is very important and lots of reasons that we prevailed this time. The HS Tech logo is recognizable and allows us to have a visual name that we can attach to our club. It represents us more than a name could ever have. In other words, when starting your club, make sure that one of the first things you do is give it an identity, a distinctive touch that will differentiate it from any other club.
Hi, my name is Tom, and this tutorial is brought to you by HS Tech. Visit us at isbhstech.com for more helpful tutorials.
That was a sample intro for one of our tech tutorials. As you can see, it has an intro, and in this corner it had a watermark. Also, the presenter mentioned that the viewer should visit our HS Tech website.
Hi, I'm Nico, and so I'm guessing everyone here has used software before, because everyone's on computers or phones or something. Now, I want everyone who has actually buckled down and developed software to raise their hands now. Yeah, you see the difference, right? So, what my job is to figure out a way to get what no one wants to do done. So, as you've probably figured out, I will be talking about the software design portion of the HS Tech group. Now, this branch is integral to a truly successful and professional technology support club. Although it is possible to run this type of organization without a software development branch, it will lack a certain amount of professionalism and just be overall not as good. What we specialize in is in developing applications. So we make, for example, the website, mobile applications such as like Facebook or something, or desktop applications, and even games, but we haven't quite gone to games yet. So what we've done with HS Tech and with HS Tech is that we've actually separated the software development branch and the rest of HS Tech. And the reason for this is that there's simply an overwhelming amount of specialization necessary to develop software, to develop the best software possible, really. And you can't really just have a few kids in the main HS Tech group that are kind of interested, because then the product won't be nearly as good as it could be if you specialize. So we've created a separate club that works in close coalition with HS Tech. So you might be wondering what I'm doing here, and my job in HS Tech is to sort of act as a delegate for software development. And what I do is I kind of handle the ideas that get thrown around in HS Tech and present whether it'll be feasible by software development. And I also offer ideas myself to things that I could do, or my club could do to benefit ISB. Alright, so now I'm just going to show off some of the stuff we've made. So for example, this is the redesigned HS Tech website. And I don't think, you might not have gotten a good look at the old website, but essentially it's just a Google site. So this obviously has a whole new level of professionalism, because like I said, we have that aspect of specialization, because we have a whole different club working to develop software applications. So that's the app, and I'm sorry, that's the website. And this is the application we've developed for Android phones at the moment. It's called ISB Ace, and we're working on developing a Mac OS X version and also a iOS version.
Alright, so our presentation is done for today, and if you have any questions at all about our club, how we manage our club, how we started, or anything at all, please ask us. Yep.
There's one very striking similarity between all of you, and I think most of the people know what that is. I looked at your slides of the whole club. You have, I believe, 1, 2, two ladies that were part of your club, do you have any plans to have an outreach program to try and include more ladies or females to join?
Since the beginning of this school year, we've been trying to invite more girls into our club, but that's a little bit difficult because most girls often think that like they're not good at technology and that they wouldn't do well in a club. But what we're doing right now is to tell them that HS Tech, it's not that like software club where we just come and like write code. That's not what we do. What we do is we learn about fixes to technology and then go out to the ISB community and help people with those problems. And that's part of the reason we have software development club as a separate club, because we don't want to scare people off, especially these girls, with coding within HS Tech. So we've sort of moved a little bit in terms of trying to get girls by splitting the software part from HS Tech. But so far, that hasn't gotten us that many girl members. And that's part of our goals for this year, is to try to get more girls into our club, which I hope will be possible with no promises for now.
We did have some interest from other girls, however, the club timing overlapped with their other clubs that they were executive members of, so that didn't work out.
So timing is also another problem, because lots of girls are involved in like many activities at schools, like community service activities, much more than boys are. So it's harder to find the time that they're free.
Yeah. But we're trying. I mean, give it up.
Yep.
You have your Genius bar, your tech bar. I was wondering if you have any plans for maybe more of like a mobile one, in case like a teacher was having problems in the classroom, like right away with the actual students.
Well, I didn't touch up on this during the tech bar speech I was talking about.
Yep, so right now we're setting up a program where teachers we have a HS Tech email, and they can email us to schedule a time, and then we can just go to their classroom. We can plan in advance. Okay, we'll divide that classroom into two parts. So the first part ideally is that they email us before time, and during that time we send our members from the Genius Bar to their classroom to assist them with their technology. And if they email us in advance, we can prepare our materials. Like if they need us to install something, we can just go do some research ahead of time so that we make sure that we're prepared. And a second way is that the teacher could just, if there's like an immediate problem or an emergency, the teacher can just send a student to our Genius Bar, and then our tech support crew from our Genius Bar could just go to their classroom and then assist the people in their classroom right away.
Every individual in the tech bar always has like their Facebook and their email open, so that if someone gets an email, it immediately pops up and they can.
But if it's immediately, they can't really do much preparation. So we would advise the people to email in advance. And our first of the class things will happen next week. A teacher has emailed us last week, and we're going to send a couple people to an elementary school class next week.
Also, on the back of every HS Tech member's computer is a sticker saying they're a master and apprentice. And so in class, that means if the teacher has a problem, they can look on the back of people's computers and say, oh, you're HS Tech, can you try and help me? And so just recently, yesterday in class, I had me and Tora that helped fix the tech problem, and they got the class going again. So if there's an immediate problem, then teachers can look at the computers, and then if there's no HS Tech in the class, then they go to the Genius Bar.
Is there a regular certified Apple help desk or anything at the school?
There's no help desk for tech problems, in-class tech problems. There is something called EdTech, which is a group of staff who usually work with hardware, if your computer crashes or if it's just your battery doesn't work, then you go to EdTech. But for sort of using technology with learning, there's no help except for at Mr. Bell's desk, which Mr. Bell is usually busy for half of every day because he has to go to the classrooms to do lessons as well.
I wondered how closely you worked with your EdTech team. Do they help support you, train you, and has the club taken weight off their shoulders as well?
No, well, from talking to a lot of the people in the ISB community, they said that if HS Tech wasn't here, then they would just either leave the problem, just not do anything, or wait for Mr. Bell. And Mr. Bell's sometimes not free, and that's very inconvenient for them. And as for EdTech at our school, we haven't had any training sessions with them because we try to focus more on more of using tech with learning rather than hardware or really complex stuff. And the training sessions that we have every Wednesday that I was talking about in the beginning are run by Mr. Bell. And some of that knowledge is the knowledge that EdTech has. So yeah, so when we get that from Mr. Bell.
Also, the problems that we take away from EdTech are fairly simple. So when before HS Tech, teachers would email to EdTech very simple problems that most students could take care of immediately. And so I think we've taken away that aspect from them. So in that way we've helped them. We haven't really taken away their job.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant as in support because I'm assuming that you get a lot of...
We're supporting them now.
Before the club, there were a lot of like EdTech members that would have to run back and forth between classrooms to fix the smart board or something. And we actually like gave them more time to work on their actual work instead of just troubleshooting.
So basically, EdTech only has like complex problems. An example of which can be, we had a teacher who didn't know where her downloads folder was. So basically, instead of Mr. Bell being
She was too embarrassed to approach Mr. Bell about it, and she didn't want to tell EdTech either.
So yeah, so we basically help with small problems, and obviously we can't help with everything. Obviously, EdTech knows much more than us, so we can take off the small problems off their shoulders.
Let me add something to that. Well, when they go to EdTech, a lot of the time communication is a problem because, like, in many international schools, they hire like local staff for like EdTech, and then sometimes it's kind of difficult for teachers to speak to people if they don't know like the local language of where like the school is set in. But if they approach us, then we can speak it's clear, and our communication is much easier.
Yeah, linked to what you just were saying about supporting teachers or supporting the community, most of the time they come to you, at least from what you said here, and you may not have represented this in your presentation. Do you ever go on a regular basis, like through a floor and just saying, hey, we're just checking to see if there's anything that's been on your mind?
I think because there's so many members of HS Tech present in every class,
so
that we
that's
need
when
to do that.
Okay. But do they do it in class, like at the beginning of the day, or say, oh, is there anything that's been really troubling you to detect, or whatever? Or on the way
Usually
out?
at the beginning of class, teachers find problems and address it.
Okay.
And then sometimes we promote our club. We're like, oh, hey, we're HS Tech. So like, we try to promote our club sometimes. But we don't do that too much because some teachers might get annoyed.
Do you have like a media crew counterpart at your school?
That's what
Yes,
Panther
there's
Productions
a group called Panther Productions that produces mainly the weekly broadcast that has notices that students should be notified about. And Panther Productions also produces features, for example, advertisements regarding a new event like Games Night or Spirit Night.
Do you have any trouble with them taking away your members? Or
Some of them are members of both clubs.
oh, okay.
A lot of
They
them.
have meetings on different days. We actually made our meeting day very specific, so it doesn't collide with any sports events, and it also doesn't collide with Panther Productions. So this way people can meet.
How many kids are at your school?
In high school itself, about 600.
In high school. So high school, it's 9th grade to 12th grade.
Sorry, for the software development, just wonder what language you're developing your apps in.
Oh, the Android one is developed in Java mainly, and there's also some XML files just for the looks of the user interface. But Mac OS X and iOS both use Objectives. Let's use Objective-C as the main program for
And our website.
And our website is just basically HTML only, JavaScript, CSS.
Oh, can you first? Okay.
I didn't get to read your code of conduct too thoroughly, and I know part of the expectation is that they be at this tech bar when they're scheduled to be there. Sometimes, being in a tech role like this, you're privy to information, or you could be privy to information, passwords comes to mind, that do you have an agreement that if anything of that was disclosed by a teacher that you're not to use it in an abusive nature?
Yes, that's outlined in our policy.
Okay.
If you go on this link that we put on our table, here's like some basic information for our workshop. And if you scroll down to the last page, we have some resources for you, including our policy document. So scroll down to the last page of the Google document.
Also, you guys are welcome to like use all of our things if you guys are planning to start a tech club on your own. So you guys can use our attendance sheet or our policies.
Yeah, so feel free to just like copy the document and use it.
Any other questions?
I had a question about you're starting up with tech bar. I like that. But when you were starting up, how many members did you have again?
Starting the tech bar or starting the club?
Okay, so the tech bar wouldn't start until what?
Tech bar was very recent for us.
Because obviously you need members to be available every frequently.
We started before summer, around April or May, and then we really implemented it for real in August. And by that time, we had 30 members when we started it. Right now, we have 45.
So how many members do you like have at your bar?
Maximum two. Maximum, and there's always 2 members. We've made like a sheet to ensure that these are the amount of people in each free period. And then 2 people.
Like in some free periods, there's like 10 HS Tech members doing free period, but we do not allow them to all be there. Because we can't just let people earn like cast hours, just like 10 people being in the tech bar. So we say that the maximum is 2 people at a time.
And teachers also call you if they need emergency. What if they have like internet issues? Can they call?
That's a good idea. We haven't really implemented a phone-based communication system yet.
That's
It's just
a good idea.
approaches.
Then again, when that problem does arise, they can either A, if they're not teaching in class, go down to the tech bar, or B, call one of the students, because very likely one of them will be in their class.
And we have it in the library, which is basically like in the second floor, so it's in the middle. It doesn't take more than 2 minutes to go there from all around. It's good. Any other questions?
There was one in the back. Was there?
Well, I wanted to know if the teacher's giving you their password to clean up their Google Drive. Because now I hear about teachers, their Google Drives are all over the place.
Not yet. But they do trust us with passwords. So like the other day, the CAS coordinator at our school made me go find her manage back. Do you manage back? Yeah, she made me find her manage back password for her on the computer. So they do trust us actually.
But then she forgot it.
So she made me find it. So she made me find her password for her. Any other questions?
Well done.
So we hope you go back and start like a tech club at your own school. And on the worksheet we shared with you, there's like a step-by-step planning that you can use for setting up your tech club, as well as some resources such as our policy and our attendance sheet that you can also freely use in your school. Thank you.
Also, follow us on any questions arise, you can contact us on our Facebook, Twitter, or website.
I would recommend bookmarking this.
Right now, if you check it, it's not going to look like the appearance is not going to be that good, but in 7 days, it's going to look great. We're working on a new site.
Yeah, we're uploading the new software development website.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.